Welcome to the first episode of Wojo Media Success Interviews. I'm here with Cameron, who I'm going to bring on here very shortly. He runs Go Credit Pros. They help with credit repair and funding, and they are one of our clients here at Wojo Media. And I want to present you these episodes so that you can get a glimpse of what it looks like to work with us, seeing real results in real time. So this is nothing like this isn't going to be like a TV show kind of ordeal, but like what we're looking to do is kind of just be a little bit different in the industry, and a lot of SEO is involved in this. So like when people go to YouTube and they search, like people search a lot, is Jason Wojo legit? Is Wojo Media legit? Wojo Media reviews, all this jargon. But I wanted to bring you on because obviously like we're not just running your traffic. We're also building an affiliate partnership with you as well. So I
Mhm.
feel like that's good for people to see because it's not just about ads. There's a lot more to the game. So I'm just going to ask you like a series of questions. Okay. Be completely transparent. Nothing in this thing is going to be fabricated at all. Okay. If you want to share your
Yep.
screen and show things, you can as well. That's up to you and your publicity. But I want to first let you introduce yourself and like what your company does, how long you've been in business, and where you were revenue wise before working with us.
So my name is Cameron Gayed, co-founder of Go Credit Pros. We provide business funding with 0% interest to small businesses. Prior to working with you guys, our revenue last year was 500,000. Been in business for about a year and a half. We did notice a big slowdown in Q4 last year. I've been running my own ads, and I would say that I probably would launch new ads or test new ads maybe 4 times a year. So we know that's definitely how you win. But ever since coming on with you guys, I mean, my ads were just kind of like falling off a cliff. The booked
So was
calls.
it what was it a lack of creative, or was it just because here's the thing, when you're making $500,000 a year, you're focused on running the business, fulfillment, leadership, hiring, all these things. Did you think that it was just too much for you to deal with and actually put a lot of focus on?
Yes, and my ad running knowledge is like a level 2 out of 10.
Okay.
So I really only knew how to do one thing, which was run DM ads, and I had like one VSL running.
Okay.
Um, and as far as like that got us to where we were, which is fine. But I know that we needed a much more advanced look on this. And then just from working with you guys, I would say that we've paid for a lot of things in the first year. We spent over 6 figures on things that we probably shouldn't have, that didn't make us money,
Hmm.
and just these coaching programs and stuff. The biggest thing that I found in all of those was lack of fulfillment on what was promised and lack of communication.
Okay.
From immediately from working with you guys, I would truthfully say it has by far been the best communication from any service, anything that we've paid for. It's been just over delivered. I
Okay.
mean, the
So
team is,
if you don't mind
yeah.
me asking, like these coaching programs, were there also like softwares that you bought too that you thought were like cool, shiny object syndrome, like SaaS things, or coaching? Was it a mastermind, event tickets? Like what were you buying?
Yeah, more so mastermind style, business mastermind, selling online, selling high ticket programs. This is what you need to do. But it was just such basic, like pre-recorded course. Here you go for 20 grand. You get on a coaching call every 6 weeks for 30 minutes, and I'm like, what the heck was that? Everything that we've done, we've taken something from and learned something from, and each thing has led us to something else. So it's hard to say, everything was bad because it was a necessary step.
Hmm?
But I would just say from coming with you guys, onboarding, we've been working with Kevin on your team, and he has just been phenomenal, over delivering. I mean, he communicates more than we even expected. He sets expectations, hits those expectations on when things are going to be live. Just starting working with you guys, I would say within the first 2 weeks, we doubled our booked calls.
Oh shit.
Um,
Okay,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, and that's how we're gauging things because we collect money on the back end once a client is funded. So
Uh-huh.
we switched from taking money up front to a back end, which has tremendously helped our model. So it's hard to
Yeah.
say, how much the exact dollar amount, we've made, but
Yeah, dude, your deals are going to take longer to obviously close. Now, from a field of leads, because I want people to understand this, because you can increase lead flow, but it doesn't always mean that it's quality. So, based off doubling the calls over the last 2 weeks, do you see an increase in quality or the same quality but better spend? Like, what do you think the differences are so far?
I would say that, I mean, you guys have already ran so many different, tested so many different ads for us. You've tested more ads in the last 3 weeks than I tested all last year.
Okay.
So
Good.
that's good, right? Some of them brought in bad leads, but those were instantly turned off and then quickly found a winning creative.
Good.
So that one has been good. It's been bringing in good quality leads. I have a really good setter who only sets appointments with qualified leads. So they're good calls. We're closing like a 50% closing ratio. And that's because we're not taking money on the call. So everyone's like, yeah, okay, I'll get started and I'll pay you out of what I get. Sure. That's why we're able to have a higher closing ratio, if not a little bit higher. So the pipeline is building up massively. I have goals of we want to hit 8 to 10 booked calls a day. Right now we're doing like 3 to 4,
Okay.
but we were doing one before that.
Yeah.
So
So,
it's
like right now, how much are you spending a day with us?
I think I told him to just go up to 250 a day right now,
How
and
long
then
ago was that?
like a week ago.
Okay, so 250 a day. If you're getting 4 calls a day about, let's say three.
Yeah, let's
So,
say two to three, I
okay.
would say
So
on
it's
average.
about
Just
about 80 to $100 a call. What are your show rates?
I would say about 75%, if not
Okay.
80%, probably
That's good.
80%.
That's very high. All right. So that's really scalable. And then from these calls, like obviously you've ran this business, you ran it last year, did $500,000, which is great. Now based on lead flow and projections, like where do you think you're going to be in the next like 4 to 6 months, let's say?
We want to scale even a little faster than that. We want to get to 500, maybe even towards the end of April, once we
Okay.
start
Love
cash collecting on some of these deals. I understand that, you got to spend to get the results, and
it.
we want to what I don't know that we haven't figured out the metrics yet of how much we need to spend to get 8 booked calls that show up a day. Whatever that number is, that's what we'll do. That's what
So
we
we can do the
know.
math on that for sure right now. So if you have a 75% show rate, that means if you're at 250 a day and you are getting, let's just put it to 3 calls a day. That's $80 a call. What I like to do is I take 80 and I times it by 0.75, okay, because that's your show rate. So that's 60. So you're paying $20, you're losing $20 for no show. So it's basically $100 for a show. If you want 8 people to show up a day, that's $800 a day in ad spend. That's basically what you're looking at for 8 calls a day to show up.
That's exactly what we want to do. Book 10, get 8 or so. And then yeah,
Now, then comes down to sales cycle. So if you have 8 people showing up a day, let's just do the math on this. 8 people a day means that out of 22 working days out of the month that you're taking calls, 22 or 21, depending on that, that's 176 shows. Okay, what's the close rate on 176 people?
I would say if 176 people show up, we could safely close 50 to 60%. Let's say 50. Let's be
So
conservative.
that would be, yeah. So that's 88 closes. We'll take 10 off that. We'll say 78 closes. How much would 78 closes generate you, and how long would it take for you to make that money?
As far as time frame, the most qualified profiles we can get funded in the same week. People that need a little bit of optimization could take 30 to 60 days. However, if we just say, 30 days once the pipeline's built up, our fee cap that we'll charge somebody is 9,000. However, not everybody gets, 150,000. Some people only want 50, some want 75, and we charge a 9% success fee with a 9K cap. So I would say if you want to just cut it in half and say, again, conservative numbers, 4,000 per deal,
Okay, so it's 4,000.
but it can be more, but just being ultra
Yeah,
conservative.
4,000 times 78, 312K in 30 days. We'll say in 45 days, just to be conservative. Okay, so that means that you got to look at your current cash and liquidity and say, do I have 45 days of pushing that ad spend? So if you were to say, do I have 45 times 800 bucks? Do we have $36,000 to be spending on marketing to make 312K? So if we're going to take 312K, divide that by 36,000, that's going to be a projected ROAS of an 8.6. That's fucking dope. So that's
Yeah.
what it should look like based on the current numbers. Even if we took 10% off, you're at a 7.8 ROAS. You're at 280K instead of 312, and your ad spend doesn't change. So it's like you're still sitting at a 7.8.
And it could be more. Like I was saying, our fee is higher, but not
Yeah,
everybody gets the same thing. So they're just playing with very conservative numbers, and that would be amazing.
that's
And like
sick.
I said, once we have enough emails, we want to use you guys for the email marketing.
Mhm.
Kevin's helping us run ads to our school, so we
Okay,
can
love it.
ramp that up and bring that channel in. I mean, eventually, one of you get whatever you guys got, we want to use it. You know.
Love it, dude. And then as far as like you've done these other things in the past before, not just communication, like communication's great and results are important too. But like what are some like maybe some myths that you had going into ads that we were able to like debunk? I know that might be a very hard question to answer, but like what are things that you thought about ads that most business owners think that you know are now not true?
I think because I was already running ads, I knew that they worked. I just knew that I didn't have the knowledge or time to make that all that I do. And I know that I can't scale to a big level that we want to get to if I'm doing everything. So,
Yeah.
and really, this is what it came down to. Here's how I decided to hire you guys. It was either we're going to hire our own in-house team,
Hmm.
which I would need a media buyer, I would need a creative director, I would need a copywriter, and maybe somebody else. And thinking, let's say these people make a minimum of 5,000 a month each, right? That's like probably for like a mediocre person. Now I'm spending $15,000 a month on salaries, or I could work with you guys for a fraction of that, and
Yeah.
you come with all of that plus more.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Plus
a GHL
pre-trained,
person.
pre-trained, systemized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Makes sense.
So I told Casey, I was like, hey, I'll be with you guys until you sell, and then when you sell, I'll sell my company and we can all go somewhere.
I love it, dude. All right, cool. Well, dude, we'll wrap up there. I appreciate you hopping on here, dude. I know you're busy and it's good to have see all the lead flow and the things that are going on. If anybody is looking for funding, I like to shout people out on this. So if anybody's looking for funding right now, where can they find out about you?
You can just go right to my Instagram or gocreditpros.com. We have a button on there. You can instantly get pre-qualified and book a call with us.
Well, dude, thanks for joining
Yeah.
the show. And dude, I will see you inside Slack. Appreciate you, brother.